All right, Nick, let's talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs. We love talking about Coach Prime. We love what this team is doing because they've been doing a lot of great work this offseason, but winning the critical battles over, the Big 12 when they come out here, I think it's going to be really important for Colorado. But sometimes you got to win those old battles against some old teammates who may have moved on past you as well. And that's exactly what Colorado has done here, winning a pivotal recruit from the state of Texas outside of, or out from under rather, of the Texas Longhorns. Let's get into the article or the tweet rather, and we'll talk about it more on the other side. This, of course, is from over on the Great Hayes Fawcett on X. Great follow for any recruiting news. Check him out. It says breaking 4-star wide receiver Quanell Farrakhan Jr. has committed to Colorado, he tells me. The 6'1", 175-pound wide receiver from Spring, Texas, chose the Buffaloes over Alabama, Nebraska, and Texas A&M. It's only the beginning for what's going to take place here. We coming, is what Farrakhan said. Nick, as I said, winning this out of some big-time teams, Texas could have been an option there too, Texas A&M, but coming down and beating these guys out for a recruit out of the state of Texas is huge for Coach Prime. I'm curious what your thoughts on this one are, but Colorado fans, in the comments below, we're talking wide receivers. Let us know who's your favorite Colorado wide receiver of all time. There's a couple great ones on the team now, but go through history. Let us know who's been your favorite throughout the Buffs history in the comment section below. But Nick, what are your thoughts on this latest pickup by the Buffaloes?
So first of all, I think it's important to understand that even though Texas A&M and the University of Texas are now going to the SEC, Texas, the state of Texas anyway, is traditionally a Big 12 country, right? Just in terms of recruiting battles. 9 times out of 10, that's where that conference has been tailored. And there's obviously a large Big 12 presence still in the state of Texas. Texas Tech, TCU, Houston, Oklahoma State does a lot of recruiting in Texas. So obviously, Colorado is shifting over to the Big 12 themselves. Winning a big recruit in the state of Texas is a great sign for them competing with some of those other Texas schools in that state. So that by itself is a great sign. But how about the names that Coach Prime beat out to get his commitment? Alabama, who, by the way, was predicted. They were the favorite, according to projections, to secure Farrakhan's commitment going back a little while ago. So again, it wasn't like he was sort of an Alabama throwaway and had no interest. A lot of people thought he was going to go to Alabama. That obviously didn't happen. He's coming to Boulder. And I love the fact that he beat out Matt Rule in Nebraska, right? Obviously a hated rival of the Buffs. But Matt Rule, we talk about it when we talk about Nebraska content, is that he is great in the state of Texas when it comes to recruiting. Like, people don't give him enough credit. Rule does a lot of things really well in the great state of Texas, has a lot of contacts, has a lot of relationships, and he recruits down there incredibly well. Always has, going back to his days at Baylor. So the fact that Coach Prime was able to beat out Matt Rule for this commitment is, again, another great sign. So he beat out Alabama, he beat out Matt Rule, he got a big win in Big 12 country. This is a great sign for the long-term health of Coach Prime's Colorado program. Because one of the things, we know Hunter's spectacular. We know Shadir Sanders is absolutely ridiculous, right? We know there's going to be a lot of talent. But the question is, can there be long-term sustained success at Colorado? And it all comes down to recruiting, right? And the fact that they already have gotten a big win like this for the 2025 class, to me, is an indication that Colorado, whatever success they have this year and the following year, won't be all their success. They're set up to win in the long term, and this latest recruiting move is proof of that.
Yeah, Nick, and when I look at Colorado, and I'm going to go a little bit broader on what this means for the team here, is when you look at what Coach Prime does, and I think this is a little bit fair to say, everyone remembers back to when he first hit the scene. I'd say the Travis Hunter pickup was probably, when Coach Prime's like realness as a legitimate threat in the recruiting game, in the development of players, came onto the scene. And we saw that, and obviously Hunter is still on the team. So that first wave of guys, he was able to get them. His sons are there. So those were a given that they were going to be on his team as well. And the question, at least in my mind, and I think other people's minds as well, is he going to be able to move past that and continue what he's done at, Jackson State at the time, now Colorado? Is he going to be able to continue to get those high level of players once that initial wave of those, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter leave, and continue the success at Colorado? And I think this is showing that he is. He's able to now go out. He's able to come beat some of the best teams in the state of Texas, the best teams in the country in Alabama, some of the best recruiters in the country and Matt Rule, and continue getting high-level recruits to replenish what he initially brought on to this program. And I think that what we see really from a recruit like this is that Colorado is here to stay. It's not going to be a we got these couple of guys when I first got onto the scene. It was the hot thing to go, be with Coach Prime, be with Colorado, be at Jackson State really even at the time if you go back that far, win some championships, we go to Colorado. That was a cool thing to do. Was their staying power. And I think when we start seeing recruits like this, where Shador Sanders won't even be there anymore, Travis Hunter won't be there anymore. I think for these guys to still want to come and play for Coach Prime, it shows this team is for real and it has some long-term staying power.